The following is a live sports presentation on Glycon.
Glycon's coverage of UA Local 502 Louisville basketball game night starts now.
Welcome to day 2 of the UK Healthcare Boys Sweet 16 on Glycon. Hazard and Butler up today for the first round, the first of 4 games today in Lexington. I'm Chris Labar, former Oldham County Colonels coach Gary Forrest joins me. In this Butler team, Gary, they're one of the hotter teams entering this postseason tournament.
Very much so, Chris. And one of the things that Butler relies on is they're very solid defensively.
Butler 26-5 representatives of the 6th region. They've won 14 straight since losing in the LIT for Eastern. And you talk about sound defense. They were able to defeat J-Town, only giving up 35 points in the 6th region championship game.
Very much so. It's not their first time out. They lived by it last year, and once again this year. So many things can go wrong offensively from time to time, but if you're solid defensively, it carries you through those moments.
Bears only surrendering 55 points per game. That is their staple. And for the school, what a great season to be back here at Rupp Arena for the first time since 2019.
Very much so, you know, and we personally know their athletic director, former coach at Oldham County, from the long family of coaches and athletic people, and Larry Just. I'd like to thank him for the opportunity for Glycon to do this.
So Butler here for, again, the first time since 19. Meanwhile, Hazard, the Bulldogs, they represent the 14th region, 24-10 this year, but this is the program's 31st trip to the Sweet 16, Gary.
Well, you know, it's not their first wing ding for this chicken, and, you know, quite frankly, they're one of those premier teams out of the mountains year in, year out. They're always in the running.
This is a team, and I know your theory on district winner versus runner-up, but they are a runner-up outside of their district, so an odd chance for a team that did not win their district to still advance to the Sweet 16.
Well, you have one gotcha in Kentucky basketball when it comes to the district tournament, and that's the runner-up moves on, and this is a team that's taken advantage of that.
The Bulldogs have the 14th Region Player of the Year, Seth Caudill, 21 points per game. He is a 2,200-point career scorer in his career, and we cannot wait to see him play. Thanks for joining us today on Glycon. It's Butler and Hazard. Up next, we'll chat with Bears head coach Kevin Geary, get his sentiments on a historic season for Butler High School. You'll hear that next on Glycon.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Polo Real Estate Group, your one-stop real estate source. Founded by 1993 Male graduate Dion Reese. Contact him at 502-387-6330 or visit polorealestategroup.com.
We go to the Butler Bears, the coach of the Bears, Kevin Geary, and last year, this year, so close and then so far away, and then you get the little payback in the region championship. That had to feel great.
Yeah, felt pretty good. It's I said at the time it was really cool how we play our region at Valley every year, and they put us in the same exact locker room as the region championship game. We were on the same bench. Thankfully, we had new uniforms this year, so it felt a little different. But for us to be in that locker room, in all the tears and all the emotions that we were feeling, and we all kind of made a vow, 364 days from now is when the region championship is next year. We're going to be back, and we're going to make things right. For us to be able to accomplish that, it was really cool. I felt really good for my players.
Well, you got to feel pretty good right now. You guys are on a roll. You haven't lost in 2 months, and how good is this ball club right now?
I like to think we got as good a chance as anybody, of winning the whole thing. The cool thing about our team, we had a stretch of 3 straight games in the postseason where we had 5 different players in double figures. So it's not just one guy that you can really key on. Everybody's going to look at Adrian as our go-to guy, and he is. But in a region semifinal game, he had 8 points, and our leading scorer didn't score in the game before that. So we're kind of a Swiss Army knife, so to speak. It's difficult for teams to game plan for us. If you take away one strength, we've got other strengths that we can go to. And the best part is our kids do not care. They just get the job done. They don't care who scores the points. They don't care who we run the plays for. They just, at the end of the day, they just want to have more points than the other team and try to get another day with each other.
Hey, Kevin, I was wondering about your impressions of Hazard and if the Kincaid kid, the guy who hits all their threes, if there's any sort of comparison you have for guys around Louisville that we know.
Yeah. So first of all, I got to give Coach Huff credit. I mean, you come in and replace an absolute legend in Kentucky high school coaching, and in your first year, take your program to the state tournament. That's pretty sweet, and Jason, to answer your question, I think the closest comparison to guys that are around the city is Cam over at DeSales. That's who I kind of compared him to. He's got in the gym range. He can put it on the floor. He's not as tall as Cam, at least doesn't look like on film. But he can light it up. You cannot give him any type of airspace. I told the kids, it's the same. Same game plan for him as we have with Cam. You got to be there on the catch, and you got to know that if you're not, he's probably going to hit one, and you're probably coming out of the game.
When you mentioned Hazard, and there's always that, I think, a Sweet 16 romance when someone says city versus the mountains.
Yeah.
And if Hazard can get hot, it's going to be a home game for them just because of that it's gone on for 70 years. What do you have to do to take them out of the game early?
Our big thing, kind of to Jason's point, is going to be, we got to make sure that their shooters don't get open looks. Seth Cottle's a great player. He's a 3-level scorer. I think he's top 20 in the state in scoring average. So, it's got that city versus mountains feel, obviously, 6th region versus 14th region, but let's not make any mistake about it. They're good, and they have players, and they have guys that can get the job done. And they're really well coached. Me and one of my assistant coaches were talking this morning, we were watching different games, and I think we've come up with 30 different plays that they run or 30 different actions that they do. And they run their stuff, and they make you guard them. So our big thing is going to be, just from the jump, just do kind of what we've been doing, which is, heat the ball up, apply ball pressure without fouling, and depend on our guards to keep them in front without us having to get into rotation. If we don't get into rotation, then that means that's fewer opportunities for their shooters. Fewer opportunities for their shooters means that, we're going to be better off. Not in rotation, getting out of position for rebounds. Jason knows, like, rebounding has been our Achilles heel since I've been here, just with the makeup of our team. So the last thing we need is to give them second and third opportunities, and the number one way to do that is to make sure we just don't get beat off the dribble.
Congratulations, Coach, and we will see you later this week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. We'll see y'all there.
Buying or selling a new home, and you want to do it with few hassles? Count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham, always served to you fresh and so good it'll make you say,
"Holy smokes!"
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
When it comes to medical imaging, you have a choice. Choose Priority Radiology in New Albany for convenient quality services like CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound, mammography, and more. A proud community supporter, Priority Radiology is devoted to making sure you're informed and comfortable every step of the way. Tell your doctor or provider that you choose Priority Radiology when outpatient imaging is needed. Visit PriorityRadiology.com, celebrating 20 years of serving our community of athletes. Priority Radiology. You have a choice.
Blind Select, not just blind. Blind Select, not just blind.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Today's broadcast is copyrighted by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the KHSAA is prohibited. Gary, hearing Coach Gary and Brian Milam of KHSAA talk about this could really be a home court advantage in some context for Hazard and the whole city versus mountains rivalry.
Well, I saw him coming in firsthand this morning as he invaded the Hyatt lobby and sort of took over there. And I think he's got he's point on. When things get going well, it's like that third friend that's come along, and all of a sudden he takes over.
And Hazard is 88 miles. Hazard High School, 88 miles to Rupp Arena, located in Perry County. Of course, Butler, a little tighter proximity, perhaps a more lengthy travel. What are some keys informally that Butler must do well to win this game?
Well, Butler needs to play their game. And their game is a very disciplined. They may be one of the most disciplined teams of doing their things that's made this a successful season. And I attribute that to their coaching staff. And, every time they win, all that does is encourage them more to stick with what they do well. And they're very disciplined offensively, defensively.
Adrian Wilder leading them in scoring all 6th region at 15 points per game, and he showed the proximity and the propensity, to make some big shots throughout his career.
Well, the great thing was they used earlier an analogy. They only had 8 points in their semifinal game, which I called he wasn't frustrated. He took what came and did the other parts of the game to improve in. And they know their roles well.
Brandon Heath, second in scoring, 13 points per night. He's 47 made threes on the year. These two guys pretty solid offensively in the backcourt.
Very much so, and fun to watch.
Hazard is coached by Casey Huff. It's his first season. He's only been a high school basketball coach for 5 years, and you'll hear from him next on Glycod.
Not just blind. Blind to wet, not just blind.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
When you want the right agents for your real estate needs, choose the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura Protenick Van Treese combine local knowledge, dedication, and results to help you buy or sell with confidence. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463. Because no other real estate team quite measures up when you experience the True Blood advantage.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. And the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Experience the True Blood advantage.
We are now joined by Hazard basketball coach Casey Huff. You lose the district championship to Perry Central. Was there a refocus right after that, or was it just one of those hiccups? They happen.
Yeah, there was a refocus, but anytime you have a tough loss like that, I think the priority has to be just keeping your locker room intact. A place like Hazard where there's a lot of pressure, and we always say pressure is a privilege, but when you do lose, it feels like the sun doesn't shine in 3 or 4 days, and people are antsy and get upset, and just letting the kids know that you have to just lock in and keep the noise out and keep our locker room intact, and that's what's got to be most important. And then we knew that Perry they have a lot of firepower. Shannon's one of the best coaches in the mountains, if not the best, and he's always ready around tournament time. So we took it on the chin, but we knew we were going to grow from it and learn from it, and we knew that everything we wanted to accomplish was still out in front of us.
Coach, I know, a lot of people are going to talk about Seth Cottle, Talon Osborne, but I think back to the Clay County game a couple weeks ago when Tucker Johnson had himself a night. Just what does this team look like when a guy like that or a guy like Trace Kincaid gets going?
Yeah, it just makes us much more dynamic. I mean, Tucker Johnson is he's an American treasure on and off the court. And when he's able to do things like that, there was a little stint during that Clay County game where, I mean, he was responsible for like a 9-point swing, taking charges, hitting jump shots. I like when he gets real excited and looks to the crowd and gives them one of these. He's just an energy guy. He always brings the juice. So when you have other guys pitching in, obviously Trace Kincaid is he's built for the moment. He's always going to show up at the showdown, just an ultimate competitor. So when we got all guys hitting on all cylinders, that's when we're definitely playing our best basketball for sure.
You take on Butler. What do you know about them? They have been ranked 1 or 2 in the 6th region most of the year.
Yeah, they're good. They're really well coached. We've done a deep dive. We've probably reviewed up to 7 films. The hardest thing to do with us, like as we prep this week, we can find time on Saturday and Sunday to maybe go at 11 a.m. to try to mimic that time slot at Rupp Arena, but it's really hard to mimic their pressure that we'll see from them. But they're good. Number 24, Wilder, very good basketball player. Again, just really well coached. I think they're really disciplined defensively. But we're excited about the opportunity to go up there and compete.
They have a pretty balanced attack, and usually playing a Louisville school or a city school, if you will, they have a pretty deep bench. What kind of a bench do you have if they decide to go 8, 9, 10 deep?
Well, we don't have much of a bench, and that's kind of been our Achilles the entire season. We can run 7 deep, but there towards the end of the season, we started to get a little more development from our bench guys, from the 8 and 9 guys, and this is a great opportunity for them to rise up if we need to go that deep. You're right about Butler. They do bring some really good players off the bench. I know Lowry, number 21, is just an excellent shooter. Tinsley's a good player. Green, number 10, an extraordinary athlete that they like to put on the front of that press. So they do definitely run deeper than we do, but we've developed our bench some over the course of the season, and this could be a great opportunity for some of those guys to rise to the occasion.
Coach, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate you guys.
You cannot depend on Beth to choose the best meal to go.
Is that soup? No, thank you.
But you can always depend on her car starting because she has an Interstate battery, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. From Glycod, it's UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game is brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, turning your scrap metal into scrap money. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Blinds Direct and State Farm Insurance agent Leslie Gilley. Now courtside for all the action from Glycod on UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night.
Good morning from Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Chris LeBar, Gary Forrest alongside you as we welcome you back to Hazard and Butler quarterfinal, awaiting the winner of this game, and that will take place tomorrow at 6 p.m. versus the winner of tonight's game between North Oldham and Lyon County. Time now for your starting lineups presented by Interstate Batteries. Get started with Interstate Batteries. They're outrageously dependable. There's the starters for Hazard. Trace Kincaid is a three-point marksman, over 100 made threes in the backcourt. He'll be joined by Seth Caudle, averaging 21 points per game. Talon Osborne, a double-figure score up front at 11. And then you've got a pair of seniors, Tucker Johnson and Tucker Holland. Starting lineups for Butler, Adrian Wilder and Brandon Heath form an outstanding backcourt. You've got Santana Anderson, 5'8" senior at 9 points. Braden Wilkins, a forward at 6'5", and then Henrik Bargelow at 6'1". And Bargelow coming into his own at a double-figure score as well, Coach.
Well, it's always nice to have that at your calling, if you will.
This is a Butler team, and you've seen them a few times. They don't have a lot of length. Now, Justin Green at 6'7" will play some throughout the course of the game, but not a lot of size with his Butler team.
No, but, by having that size factor all kind of common, they're interchangeable, if you will. So, you look down the line out there, you got guys that are guards, you got guys that are post players, and they work a lot and that gives you more flexibility. When one thing's not working, you can go to another.
Hearing Casey Huff talk about his amount of preparation in advance of this game, seen 7 Butler games. What's the one thing they've got to take away today?
If you're Butler, what you want to do is speed up Hazard. If you're Hazard, you want to try to control that tempo because you're playing a limited amount of kids.
Really nice representation for both student bodies. A much larger group to our right. That's the Hazard student body. And still a nice representation for Butler to our left. And the Bears will be the home team. Home white numerals, jerseys with red numerals and red trim. And Hazard, the road team, navy blue with white and gold down each pant leg.
Well, Hazard comes a little further, but they like to make up with it with more enthusiasm, they say.
Not a lot going on today in Perry County, we can assume.
The last one out, lock the doors. They'll be back home later, Mom.
Donald Gilmore, Maya Smith, Raymond Lightfoot, today's trio of officials. And at least from our records, this is the first ever matchup between these two teams, and you see a lot of that through the course of the Sweet 16.
Well, that's a great thing about the way it's set up. One division, big and small, from all over the state of Kentucky. And if you go up down the Ohio River, it's almost 600 miles.
So much uniqueness to this event. We thank you for joining us live this morning at Rupp Arena. Memories being made for all of these student athletes. Memories that will last a lifetime as Butler and the Hazard just moments from getting underway. Butler 26-5, Hazard 24-10. And Coach Kevin Geary 3 rows in front of us, wearing a very handsome dark gray suit. Even has the vest buttoned with a nice red tie. Big day for him and his program.
Very much so. They've worked hard. He's been a program builder or rebuilder, if you will, in the case of Butler. His first job was at Shawnee, and it wasn't one of those places that most early coaches want to start. Did a great job there and is kind of advanced up the coaching ranks.
Hazard's coach wearing a pocket square, so it is a big, big game, and Hazard will have the tip, and they'll move right to left. Butler begins in a straight zone as Brandon Heath will shadow on the far side Tucker Johnson of Hazard. And now Butler back to man-to-man to start this game. As Tucker Napier will hand it up top to Seth Caudle, their leading scorer.
Well, Caudle can hurt you inside and outside. Their 3 leading scorers are sort of multifaceted.
Strong drive, and the basket goes in. That's going to be Tucker Johnson, and Hazard is on the board.
Well, they think Johnson is playing really well for him. He's that 4th scorer, if you will, but over the last month, he's probably been their second most valuable player.
Butler ball in the half court at Santana Anderson in the right corner. Braden Wilkins has his three swirl out, and the rebound brought down by Tucker Johnson of Hazard, and they lead it by 2 with possession as Caudle will weave it near sideline to Talon Osborne. And Tucker Napier will funnel it up top to Tucker Johnson, who has those bright black glasses. There's a pass at the elbow, Seth Caudle, a right wing three. Talon Osborne is swishing it, and Hazard out of the gates quickly.
Well, Osborne known as a three shooter, and he's not disappointed so far.
Osborne his 31st made triple, and Hazard a very scripted beginning as they lead by 5. Adrian Wilder a corner three. Bingo for Butler.
Well, Wilder, their leading scorer, and now you see why.
Wilder his 82nd made three as the Bears respond, and they're on the board as Hazard into forecourt as Caudle being pressed by Brandon Heath. Pass at the elbow now, Tucker Johnson. Release over for a corner three. Caudle has it rim off, and the rebound right back to Hazard, and they're going to recycle it. It was Talon Osborne that got the offensive rebound. And now Osborne, those bright orange sneakers, he'll hand it far sideline to Seth Caudle. There's Napier, belt high pass, corner three, Trace Kincaid. That's off, and Wilder skying for the rebound. He deflects it out of bounds. Possession underneath Hazard with 5:44 in this opening quarter.
Well, already Hazard with 5 attempts, 4 of those threes. They like the three.
And Hazard will inbound. Very reliant, coach, on that three-point shot as Tucker Johnson operates in the lane. He puts it low. Near corner pass, Seth Caudle. Back to Johnson. Johnson drawing the double team. Heath got a hand on that ball and spilled it forward, and Butler with the turnover. Henrik Bargelot up and off. And it's tapped down and controlled far corner by Hazard. And Seth Caudle, outlet pass at the elbow, Tucker Johnson. A deep, deep three that's going to be short from Trace Kincaid, and Butler's Adrian Wilder snatches the rebound. Wilder to Heath for a three, off the mark in front of the Hazard bench. And a hectic pace as Hazard claims the rebound.
Maybe a little outside his range. You don't see Butler take a lot of threes, and usually if it's the case, it's Wilder.
It's Tucker Napier, far corner, being shadowed by Wilder. Up top, Tucker Johnson. He'll hand off to Trace Kincaid. Kincaid falls to the floor, shoots it in the corner to Osborne. That three's partially blocked. Heath again on the scrum, and it's out of bounds to Butler as Brandon Heath, outstanding defensive play, as the ball ricocheted out of bounds off Tucker Napier.
Well, once again, Hazard living and dying by the three. Good looks, so Butler plays that solid defense, but they're not out there pressuring those threes.
Adrian Wilder, far corner, in the corner. Santana Anderson dials up a long three, and Hazard with a rebound. It's Tucker Napier, and he'll take a foot off the gas as he'll relay it in front of that big UK logo at half court, and now Hazard into front court. Seth Caudle on the bounce. Wilder shadows him. Driving baseline. Johnson off the mark, out of bounds per Raymond Lightfoot. It's going to stay Hazard with 4 minutes in this first quarter as the Bears bring on Steven Tinsley, the 6'2 junior, and Henrik Bargelot will check out for the Bears. Tinsley averaging 8 points on the campaign. As Hazard inbounds, wonderful inbound pass, and the basket's going to go in for Seth Caudle.
Very well conceived out of bounds play. Easy two under the basket for the Bulldogs. Hazard back in a 2-3, trying to match up on shooters.
Brandon Heath finds Anderson near sideline. Now Wilder, a very deep three. Up top, it's short. And the rebound is secured by Tucker Johnson of Hazard. So the Bears connecting on only 1-3 to start this game. It was Wilder early, and Hazard with possession by 4.
Chris, right now, neither team really looking to go inside. It's first good look, it's going up.
Strong drive, that is Kincaid. He'll feed Napier, baseline, 8-footer short. Wilder with the Butler rebound. Over to Santana Anderson. in the corner. Heath, there's an arc three, and it's off the mark. One and done. As Kincaid snatches it for Hazard.
I'm not sure that's really what Butler wants, is that quick three out of the corner. They've shot 3 of those right now, and none of them really close.
There's Tucker Johnson on the Sweet 16 logo in forecourt, possessing it. Backdoor cut is kicked, and it's out of bounds. Hazard, as Braden Wilkins got a hand on that. 2:42 first quarter. Hazard on top of Butler, 7-3. More coverage coming up from Rupp Arena after this timeout on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
(7-3) Hazard with 2:45 in the opening quarter, and Bears very reliant thus far on the three-point shot.
Very much so, Chris. I think what you see are two teams have been here for a little bit. They're out here testing all ranges and angles, and usually what you see are teams maybe shooting more perimeter shots in the beginning. Now, for Hazard, that's a big part of their offense. Not so much with Butler.
Will be Hazard basketball. Hazard on their last basket, a well-scripted inbound play on an out-of-bound underneath to free up Caudle. As the Bulldogs, champions from the 14th region, their last Sweet 16 back in 2020, and they're seeking their first quarterfinal since 2008. As the Bulldogs will inbound, Tucker Johnson right in front of us, and he'll bounce it right in front of us to Seth Caudle, their leading scorer. Is Caudle on the bounce opposite Brandon Heath of Butler.
Look for Butler to turn up defensive pressure a little bit after this timeout.
Talon Osborne pass at the foul line. Tucker Napier. Now Kincaid weaves in, feeds Caudle, 8-footer short, and Heath. Nice backside Butler rebound. Outlet Stephen Tinsley. Tinsley exploding to the basket. And a foul underneath on Hazard as Seth Caudle bought that pump fake, hook, line, and sinker.
Well, the only thing that the Bear player could have done better is trying to shoot through the man where he would have had a shooting foul. Instead, he held the ball low. They'll set it inbounds under the basket.
First foul of the ball game whistled at the 2:18 mark as Butler's Stephen Tinsley will inbound underneath. Outlet pass near half court, fielded by Brandon Heath. And Heath trying to orchestrate this Butler offense. Pass in the lane, and a held ball. Raymond Lightfoot says held ball. Arrow stays for Butler.
Well, the Butler man that threw the ball into the post led him right into the defense. You never want to do that. You're telling your teammate which way to go, and he did right into the defense.
Heath with a nice-looking left-hand floater that comes off the mark left, and then it deflects off the baseline. So possession Hazard with 2:03 in this quarter.
Well, right now, 2 minutes left in the quarter. Hazard seems to have the edge, more of what they want to do on offense and what they're forcing Butler to do defensively.
Justin Green going to check in at the next whistle for Butler as he traipses to the scorer's table. Hazard with the ball in the corner. It's Tucker Napier. Build high pass to Trace Kincaid up top. There's Talon Osborne, and Osborne being accosted and a travel. Wonderful on-ball defense by Stephen Tinsley forcing the miscue. And it's Butler ball as Green checks in as will Tristan Lowry, a 6'1 freshman, so Coach Gary going to his bench. He'll have 8 played thus far in this first quarter.
Well, a little bit of size to help the inside defense, a little bit of quickness outside. You look for Butler to turn things up a notch defensively a little.
And Brandon Heath, a stabilizer in the Butler backcourt, 5'11 senior. He'll swing it near sideline to Lowry, the freshman, as Lowry directs traffic. There's Wilder, high left. Wilder in the lane. Left-hand layup is well long. And Hazard with a rebound and a break. Outlet pass, Kincaid. Reverse layup is off, and Butler dodged a bullet as Lowry brings down the Bear rebound. Wilder a transition 3. Yes!
And that's what Wilder does.
And a Hazard 30-second timeout as Wilder a 3 in transition. And we're back in 30 seconds on Glycod.
Folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Adrian Wilder accounting for both of Butler's made field goals. The Bears 2 of 7 now from 3, but a big one in transition.
Very much so, and as we said during the last timeout, look for Butler to turn things up defensively a little bit with this group.
And Hazard quickly calling timeout as Coach Huff abruptly stopped play. Now the Bulldogs right to left as they'll crawl and creep into front court. Napier near sideline. It's Trace Kincaid beneath us. Belt high pass up top to Osborne. Again, the Bulldog team will not go very deep. You heard Coach Huff discuss that in the pregame. There's Osborne at the elbow. Kincaid in the lane to 22, Tucker Johnson. Swings it near sideline, Napier. And great on-ball defense by Butler as we slide under 40 seconds in this first quarter. Kincaid will weave it around, and Hazard stepping on that far sideline for a turnover.
Unforced turnover by Hazard, but once again, that's what the quickness that Butler now has on the floor will do. They push you further out of your offense.
There's Brandon Heath pacing. As he'll set up this Butler offense. They may be content to hold on to it for one here.
Butler in a 2-3, and they're stacking their guards. It looks like a 1-1-3.
There's Hazard in his zone here with 15 seconds now, a tad less than that in this opening quarter. As Heath being told to go by Coach Gary in his ear. As Heath at 6. Heath attacking. 15-foot fadeaway off the top of the glass. And that's going to conclude the first quarter. A low-scoring affair has Hazard on top. They lead 7-6. More coverage from Rupp Arena at the Boys Sweet 16 in a moment on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Your first quarter numbers. Neither team, Gary, shooting the ball very well.
No, that's the case. Both teams kind of that first quarter jitters. Welcome to the state tournament and probably in front of the largest crowds either team has ever played in front of.
And for Butler, at times, they can be challenged offensively anyway, so you couple the atmosphere with some nerves as well.
Oh, I think so. And if you're Hazard, you kind of want the tempo that you've seen so far. You know, if you can encourage Butler to get in a three-point shooting contest with them, then Hazard probably feels like that's a good thing.
possession length of the floor for this Hazard team. 31 Sweet 16 appearances for the school, third all-time. Owensboro at 45 and Ashland Blazer with 38. Just a renowned program out of the 14th region, and one of the smaller schools in this year's field as well.
Yeah, very much so, but, they always tend to come up with good players.
Enrollment of about 300 or so as Hazard located again in Perry County with 750 remaining.
Yeah, Perry Central being the large school in the county.
Trace Kincaid up top, and he'll weave it to Talon Osborne. Same starters on the floor, so Hazard has played only 5 through the first 8+ minutes of this game.
Yeah, Tucker Johnson sporting those black retro glasses.
And Johnson with a great assist as he'll find Tucker Napier underneath.
He's kind of a jack of all trades. Starts the offense, rebounds, does the little things.
And it's 9-6 Hazard. Just over 7 minutes in this first half as Tristan Lowry has it high left for the Butler Bears, and he'll hand to Santana Anderson.
Hazard staying with that 2-3 zone. Forcing Butler maybe to shoot outside. First inside shot.
Wonderful pass from Tinsley to Justin Green, and he'll kiss it in.
Well, good patience on behalf of the Bears. Got ball reversal, punched it inside for the 2-pointer.
Well executed play. There's a 3 on the run from Trace Kincaid. It's short, and Adrian Wilder has the Butler rebound, and Justin Gary sprinting up the floor. He wants his team to run. There's Wilder attacking. Pass baseline. Loose underneath and put up and in by Stephen Tinsley, and Butler has the lead.
The second patient inside score for Butler. So first quarter we saw a lot of quick threes. Now a little more about their offense getting the inside shot.
Stephen Tinsley, the freshman, badgering Caudle, the leading three-point shooter for Hazard up top. Here's Tucker Napier, near wing, backdoor cut Osborne, and Osborne swirling opposite Santana Anderson, and he will travel.
Turnover number 4 for Hazard.
Brandon Heath coming in for Butler, as will Henrik Bargelo, and Hazard going to bring on a couple of subs for the first time.
So both teams going to the bench as we're in this second quarter. So get people in, give them a feel.
Driving is Heath, and another basket for Butler, their third field goal in this quarter. This a left-hand runner, and Butler by 3.
Yeah, the thing is, all 3 baskets are in the paint, high percentage.
And Seth Caudle will find Luke Combs that's on the floor as Combs.
Butler cranking up the defense a little.
Near corner, Tucker Napier. And a block. And Butler out with it. Justin Green nearly pinned that on the glass. Here comes Santana Anderson. Wilder a 3 up top. Long. And the rebound cradled in the corner by Hazard's Trace Kincaid. And it's deflected out of bounds off of Butler coming up the floor. Will belong to Hazard at three-quarter court. Hazard Bulldogs find Tucker Napier up top. Around a curl at Seth Caudle. Spins in the lane. High arcing jumper.
I like the move. Caudle, great job. Up and under. Spin dribble. The medium range jumper.
Caudle with 8, leading scorer in the ball game as Butler still leads 12-11.
Well, there's a reason Caudle averaged 21 points a game, and you're seeing it.
Heath again on the run. Left that short, and Hazard nearly threw it away, and they did coming up the floor. Brought down Santana Anderson, lays it in for the Bears.
Well, costly turnover led to an easy Bears bucket. Starting to see the pressure Butler's exerting, turning Hazard over.
There's the hand around the clock to Napier as Napier belt high pass far sideline to Luke Combs. And a steal in the passing lane. Justin Green hammers it in for the Bears.
And that's what Green does well. Comes off the bench, uses that rangy size to deflect the pass, and get an easy dunk at the other end.
16-11 Butler, and Adrian Wilder in the passing lane getting a hand on and in.
Long scoring drought for the Bulldogs.
That's Javion Fullwood with the basket. As Brandon Heath will possess it, top of the key, in a 16-13 Butler lead. Foul line jumper off the mark. That was Henrik Bargelot that could not connect, and Hazard out with a rebound.
Bargelot missed his big man inside. Big man inside is pulling on his jersey, telling coach, I need a break.
There's Luke Combs around to Trace Kincaid. As Kincaid offering a jab step. Drives with a left, swiped away by Bargelot, fueling a Brandon Heath fast break for Butler, and Heath off, but Wilder left it short, and he'll be fouled on that putback attempt. The pace has really picked up, and that certainly has to be to Butler's advantage.
Well, that's that Butler thing we were talking about defensively. They made a couple adjustments, gone with a shot blocker inside, four guard, offense, defense, and they've really picked it up. Hazard's lack of depth showing. He's got some subs in, and while they're in, they've turned the ball over.
Free throw in for Adrian Wilder. He has 7 for the Bears alongside 4 rebounds. So a nice balanced beginning for Adrian. And Butler trying to extend the margin to 5 as Wilder's second free throw is short. And Hazard digs out the rebound. It's Luke Combs.
Hazard been a little out of sorts offensively late with Butler's pressure.
There's Caudle, belt high pass to Fullwood, back to Caudle. A deep three is in from the high left. He had to be 25 feet out.
Well, the book on Caudle was defend the three. A little slow getting there, and he made them pay.
Under 3 now in the half. Next whistle will be a media stoppage as Butler possesses in the half court. It's Santana Anderson.
Hazard still in that matchup 2-3 zone.
Now Brandon Heath will arc it in the corner. Wilder steps into a 3, and it's in from the far left.
They've got to know where Wilder is. He's their most prominent three-point threat, and he's made them pay in this quarter.
Wilder has made 3 threes, and Butler back by 4. So they'll match the Hazard 3. Caudle again for a 3. That one's short, but they got the rebound. And the Bulldogs going to recycle. A corner 3, Osborne, that's off, and whistle underneath, and a Hazard foul. 2:01 remaining in the half. The second foul this quarter on Hazard. Butler basketball when you come back. They lead Hazard by 4, and you're listening to the Boys Sweet 16 live on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler by 4, just over 2 minutes in the half. And Gary, how has the pace picked up in Butler's favor?
Well, one of the things Butler did at the change of the quarter, they went big man in, put him on the point of their pressure, 4 guards in, so they've really picked up the quickness, and it's shown. They've got run-out layups. They've shot a better percentage of shots because they're playing transition basketball, and that's where they excel.
And Adrian Wilder has been a force offensively with 3 made threes, and certainly Hazard has to find an answer for him.
Well, you got to find Wilder. Everybody knows he's that 3 shooter, that threat they have, but the other 4 are so quick, you choose your poison.
This is a well-balanced, a well-constructed Butler team.
Well, they know their roles, and they've shown it when they made substitutions.
And founded on defense. As Coach Geary crouched down, we'll take a better look as the Butler Bears crawl into front court at Santana Anderson on the handle. Near sideline, Lowry. Lowry splits the double team. The ball passed underneath, and an and one, and a foul on Hazard as the basket rattles in underneath.
Well, notice, if you will, Chris, in this second quarter, Butler doing a much better job of penetrating the 2-3 zone and forcing mismatches and getting a lot of what we call dump-off shots into the paint for easy buckets.
Henrik Bargelot with his first made field goal. And the free throw is swished in, so the lead at 5. As Hazard traipsing into full court against token pressure as Kincaid left-hand dribble now swirls it across, shadowed by Tristan Lowry. Underneath the post player Tucker Johnson with those goggles that Gary referenced earlier as Johnson swirls to the right, banks it up and in.
Well, Johnson, one of the guys they said had a heck of a late February and has really come on, giving them an added offensive threat inside for the Bulldogs.
Nice move by the post threat as Butler on the run. Santana Anderson left that 3 short. And Tucker Johnson digs out the Hazard rebound as they trail by 5, nearing the 1-minute mark of the half. And out of bounds to Butler.
Great defensive play by Butler as the man went up for the layup, slapping the ball off his leg. Butler gets it full court.
It was Talon Osborne that lost the handle. Santana Anderson apparent to get a hand on it for Butler. Here's Anderson possessing and now squirming his way over to that far right corner. Up top, Wilder, a deep, deep 3. Bingo!
Got to know where Wilder is. And, I know Coach Huff shaking his head going, guys, we've identified the shooter. He's made 4 now.
Wilder with a nice grin as he comes up the floor to guard defensively. Butler a high watermark lead now of 8. The balance of this first half. And on-ball defense, Maya Smith, the official, said it's going to be touched last by Henrik Bargelot, so possession Hazard with 30 seconds in the half.
Look for Hazard to try to get the ball, and then Cottle, spin away from the ball a little bit. He generated offense early.
And another deflection out of bounds, this off of Santana Anderson. 28 ticks.
Cottle with the ball. Butler really tightening the defense up on him.
This has been an outstanding second quarter for the Bears. They trailed by 1 entering the quarter. That's a strong drive, and the layup's in for Cottle.
Yeah, as I mentioned, got to get the ball to Cottle. He's their most proven offensive player.
Cottle now 13.
11 seconds.
Yep, and Wilder another deep 3. That one's off, a little premature perhaps, and Hazard with a 2-on-1 break with 4 seconds left. 2 seconds. Cottle did not get it off in time, and that's going to take us to half. Adrian Wilder, 13 points, leading the Butler Bears, and they lead Hazard 26-20 at the break. More coverage from Lexington in just a moment. You're watching and listening to Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time. Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer. Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Oldham County today.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up!
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue!
Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
When you want the right agents for your real estate needs, choose the Van Treese team with True Blood Real Estate. Former University of Louisville basketball star Stephen Van Treese and his wife Laura Protenick Van Treese combine local knowledge, dedication, and results to help you buy or sell with confidence. Contact the Van Treese team at 502-468-1463. Because no other real estate team quite measures up when you experience the True Blood advantage.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Tinsley Family Concessions, a tradition of corporate excellence and community service. For more, visit tfcfamily.com.
Alongside Gary Forrest, I'm Chris Labar. Welcome back to Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Halftime with Butler on top of Hazard 26-20. That was a very impressive second period, Gary.
Very much so. Once Hazard cranked it up, starting the second quarter, put that pressure bunch in, their offense grew with the pressure defense, forcing turnovers and easy layups.
Wilder and Caudle leading both of their respective teams at 13 points. And for Wilder, you have to shadow him at all times out there.
Got to know where he's at. And as we mentioned, those 4 threes came quick and were a big charge for their offense, who'd struggled during the first quarter.
Let's take a look at your halftime stats presented by German American Bank. They have served communities since 1910. A couple things stand out. Rebounding tilted towards Hazard, but officially Butler, no turnovers in the first half.
That's amazing at the state tournament level. You're going to get some of that just by the jitters. And yet, we said before, they're solidly coached. They know their roles. And when you don't make turnovers at the high school level, that's going to breed to success.
And from the turnover standpoint, Hazard's 8 turnovers have led to 10 Butler points.
Well, and of those 8, 7 of them were in the second quarter.
So for Coach Huff in the Hazard locker room, they got out to a good start, made a couple of early threes. How did they get back into what they want to do?
Well, you accent the positive. We had a little hiccup. Let's adjust from it. The press is coming, and when they bring the big one off the bench, he's going to get on top of the press and present problems. So be wise, be aware of that. Got to know where the shooter is. Wilder, 4 threes. You got to know where he's at. And as a result, you do those things, you put yourself right back into the game.
And the Butler bench, Coach, I know you favor the plus-minus. Obviously you follow that. 18 plus-minus points off the bench for Butler. You've got Justin Green with 8, Lowry 7, Stephen Tinsley 3.
Well, there's the depth, and we made a remark during the latter part of the first quarter, early part of the second quarter. Hazard had to go to the bench for 3 guys. 3 guys that don't normally play a lot. They may not have turned it over, but their offense kind of bogged down, and as a result, Butler took advantage.
And for Hazard, there's not one player that has a plus in the plus-minus. It's all -3 through -6.
Well, we said starting the game that they had played within their areas and their regions, but they hadn't forced a team as athletic that forces turnovers like Butler does.
The Bears outscore Hazard 20-13 in the second quarter, and they lead by 6 at the half, 26-20. We'll step aside. More coverage from Rupp in just a moment on Glycon.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a side of ranch.
For surprisingly great rates and great service, call State Farm agent Mike Shelton in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler by 6.5. Gary, while we have a moment, let's talk a bit about the other three games that will occur today in the bottom portion of this bracket. The winner of this gets the winner of North Oldham, Lyon County. That game will tip at 6 o'clock. And for the Mustangs, a wonderful coaching job by David Levitch.
Well, once again, Coach Levitt's got his team playing at the right time. They play a very tough schedule. They're one of the few teams that they're going to play a team today in the Sweet 16 who they played earlier this season. The King of the Bluegrass, North Oldham, was able to defeat a very gritty Lyon County team in a very close game. So rematch number one.
And for the Mustangs to get here despite down a couple of key starters that they thought would be part of this group back at the start of the season.
Well, that's the great thing about Coach Levitt's team. He and his staff do a very good retooling a lot of times on the fly, and this year was no difference. They had some injuries, they had some replacements, and might have missed a half a step, but they're playing well at the right time.
The bottom four teams will include a matchup between George Rogers Clark that won the girls tournament last week versus Johnson Central. How do you foresee that one going?
Well, George Rogers Clark going for the almost unheard of double-double, and they have a very good boys team, a very athletic boys team, and you got to maybe favor them a little bit coming out of this game.
And you've got Boyd County and Marshall County. That's the next game here. It's not in this bracket, but it's the next game here. And Boyd County, 7th in the RPI. A lot of people feel like they could be a dark horse this week.
Got a great individual, and one of the things is they're only 600 miles apart if you take a barge. down the Ohio.
Two completely different quadrants of the state between Boyd and Marshall. They're going to meet here in the middle, meet in Lexington and Marshall. They're always well represented.
Very disciplined offense. Don't get in any hurry. And, Boyd is that unknown team. And got one of the best players in the state. So I think people that hang around for that game, they may be in for a surprise game.
The two other quarterfinal games tomorrow will include St. X as they dispatch Cuff Calf. They will take on North Laurel at 11. And then Great Crossing, 24 wins, 11 losses. They storm through the 11th region tournament to defeat the likes of Frederick Douglass, Lexington Catholic, but they're still playing, and they're going to take on Grayson County. It's got 26-6 on the year.
Very much so. Great Crossing, maybe a surprise team to come out of the tough Lexington region. And yesterday they were able to get a win, puts them against an upstart Grayson County team who loves to shoot the ball.
Should be a fantastic few days here of high school boys basketball at the state tournament. Butler on top of Hazard 26-20, and the second half comes up next on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German American Bank, building our community together.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham, always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler by 6 as we welcome you back to Rupp Arena at Central Bank Center. Bears outscoring Hazard 20-13 in the second quarter to open up a 6-point lead. And a very important few-minute stretch here to start this second half for Hazard.
It really, we'll see if the Bears will come out, maybe not show the press early, or do you turn it on right from the beginning to try to put them away? Because as long as you let Hazard control the tempo on the half, they can run their offense much more efficiently.
And possession, Butler to start this second half. Bears will have it right to left. Santana Anderson doing the honors.
2-3 matchup. Hazard on the half.
As Anderson swirls near sideline, Brandon Heath. That's the first turnover of the game for Butler as Heath lost it out. And actually, it's going to go in the books. Not a turnover. It's deflected off of Hazard.
So that streak's still alive for the Bears.
As Heath a little nonchalant with possession there, but Butler will retain it from side court. So still no turnovers in the game for the Bears. As Santana Anderson will crease inside the lane. Baseline, it's Wilder to a jump stop. Far wing, extra pass in the corner, a three for Braden Wilkins, and Butler by 9.
Wilkins, another one of those designated three shooters. They got that on 4 passes, complete rotation, made the defense rip, knocked down the 3.
Wilkins, his 36th made 3 of the year, and Butler enjoying a high watermark lead of 9. Trace Kincaid will funnel it far corner to Talon Osborne. As Hazard staring at a big mountaintop to climb. They led 7-6 after 1.
I like that mountain clap reference.
There's Tucker Johnson up top around to Talon Osborne. Under 7 now in the third. Here's the exchange as Osborne swirls in the lane. Left-hand layup is in.
Nice move. Put it on the floor by his man.
Osborne, his 5th point. And back come the Bears. Santana Anderson trying to attack this 2-3 zone. There's Heath in the lane. Extra pass, Bargello. Perfect from 6 feet. And a timeout, Butler for 30 seconds.
Let's see if Butler changes now and gets into that pressure defense.
We're going to keep things here for the brief amount of time, but just wonderful sharing of the ball as Bargello in the scoring column now from the floor.
Well, Chris, they made the extra pass, which made the shot, rather than a 15-footer, about a 6-footer.
6:35 remaining in this third. Bears coming into this tournament, 14 straight wins. They have not lost a game since the LIT to Eastern back January 15th.
Well, you know, that says a lot, Chris, just knowing the tough schedule they play there in Louisville.
Defeating J-Town last Tuesday, 38-35 to advance again to their first Sweet 16 since 2019 and the 6th in Butler High School history.
Yeah, J-Town defending 6 region champs, you know, made it a tough one, but the Bears prevailed in the end.
Seth Caudle into front court, shadowed by Santana Anderson as Hazard will possess. Up top, Tucker Johnson. Now Johnson has killed his dribble. He'll funnel it in the lane to Caudle, and Caudle fouled from behind, says official Raymond Lightfoot, in the foul against Butler's Brandon Heath.
Caudle, a little mixture inside, outside. He posted up strong then, and without the foul, might have scored.
Now they're going to whistle Anderson. Both he and Heath in the vicinity. It's going to be on Anderson instead. As Hazard inbounding. Nice cut to the basket, and the basket's going to fall for Talon Osborne.
Nice set play for Hazard out of bounds.
Osborne now with 7. 2 minutes have elapsed in this third quarter. Butler possession plus 7. As Heath utilizing a screen. Near sideline, Wilder. Wilder veers to the left, high arcer. He's fouled. And Wilder shot off the mark, but he'll head to the line for 2.
Well, once again, Bulldogs very aware where Wilder was, up into him, maybe a little too much, fouled on the shot, but I think they discussed at halftime, you got to be in his face or he's going to let her fly.
Wilder 77% from the foul line. First one is perfect. 15-point per night average.
If you get Wilkins going along with Wilder, then all of a sudden you zone Butler. They've got 3-point shooters on both wings.
Wilder connecting on both, so now he's at his season norm at 15 points. Still 5:40 in this third quarter. And a whistle underneath. And a Hazard foul, I believe.
Illegal screen on Johnson on a down screen.
Tucker Napier called his first and the second on Hazard. As Butler again by 9. And Brandon Heath, and you talked about this, they know their roles so well, and that's evident when you see them.
Hazard switching man-to-man, coming out of that zone.
Santana Anderson weaves in the lane. Wilder spots up for a three, short from the left wing, and the rebound vacuumed in by Tucker Johnson, and he threw that baby away, and Butler has it. Bargello left the layup short, and Heath rips it away, and Heath puts it off the mark. And finally a whistle underneath, and a Hazard foul. Or is it? No, it's a Butler foul. It's Brandon Heath that will be called for the Bears.
Once again, anytime the game's tempo picks up, it favors Butler.
There's Tucker Johnson. He was worn out on that exchange. The big post player let out a big exhale as the official signaled Butler foul. And Johnson now into front court for the Hazard Bulldogs. Johnson, pump fake, off the mark, and Wilder snatches the rebound. That was a great pass by Trace Kincaid, but Johnson could not make the contested jump shot.
I think Coach contesting the fact that Johnson got bumped, but no call. Letting them play right now. That probably favors Butler.
There's Bargello in the corner for the Bears. As Bargello says, I got it. He'll extend that right hand, and he wants to handle it now. There's Bargello up top, splitting the double team. Nice pass underneath and out of bounds to Butler. As Wilder had an opportunity, deflected out off of Hazard. And Steven Tinsley is going to check in for the Bears. Tinsley, 3 points in 6 minutes in the first half.
Well, their parts are interchangeable. Butler takes one out, puts one in of the same abilities.
Nice crafty pass.
Excellent.
Tinsley's on the board.
Well, they did a great job baiting with Wilkins out front, and they slipped in a guy from the weak side.
Butler by 11. Hazard on their end of the floor. Corner three, Tucker Johnson, swish.
Well, I'm not sure it's normally what Johnson does, but he knocked down a three that was very needed by the Bulldogs.
Got a Hazard timeout. We'll take one as well. You're listening and watching the Sweet 16 live on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter, and Butler enjoying an 8-point lead. Hazard stopping play after the 3-point shot by Tucker Johnson. What's the adjustment in that Bulldog huddle?
Well, I think it may have been more than anything for fatigue. You know, you're going to have to keep your guys fresh. He showed early when he brought kids in from the bench. They actually moved a step backwards. So now maybe he uses that timeout. Remember, you'll get a couple of courtesy timeouts during each quarter. So if a coach is smart, he can use those and save their timeouts.
So there will be a media timeout at the under 3-minute mark with 4:09 remaining. Butler possession. Again, the winner of this will take on the winner of tonight's 6 p.m. game between North Oldham and Lyon County. That game is tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
So Hazard having switched to man-to-man 2 sets ago. Let's see if they stay with it. As of right now, it appears that's the case.
Here's Brandon Heath traipsing into front court for Butler.
Straight man-to-man.
As Heath, high left open three off the heel, no. And the rebound secured by Tucker Napier of Hazard. Kincaid finds Caudle underneath, and Caudle split the double team on a drive to the basket and draws a Butler foul. Second foul on Brandon Heath, and the third foul for Butler in this quarter. And Seth Caudle will shoot two. Over 2,200 career points, leads them this year at 21 points a night. What do you make of his game in this game?
You know, from what I've seen so far this game, he's very solid. Good mid-range shooter. Will shoot the three if left open. If left open, much better percentage shooter than contested shooter.
First free throw is off the mark. He'll have one more. Justin Green is checked in for Butler. Justin, 4 points in 6 minutes played in the first half.
But just remember, when Green comes in, usually they crank up the defensive pressure.
Second free throw was in. Butler by a touchdown with 3:43 remaining third quarter.
Everything you get from Green offensively is a plus. You know, his biggest factor is defensively.
And Tinsley tried to feed Green underneath, and too much pressure applied, and Hazard with a turnover.
The first one, I might add.
It is at the 3:40 mark, and Butler there to lasso the loose ball back as Heath outlet pass Anderson. Anderson drives to the basket, and it's pinballed around, and out come the Bulldogs as Tucker Napier will find Caudle, and Seth Caudle, his companion, brings it across. Callan Osborne.
Hazard staying just within range.
Trace Kincaid, Gary, their leading three-point shooter, 107 made threes this year. He is scoreless thus far in this game.
Well, they've done a really good job of knowing where he's located.
Baseline is Tucker Johnson, the post player for the basket.
Once again, they talked about how much Johnson had improved over this last month, and he's been a valuable asset today. He gives them that third score, particularly with one of their top scorers having not scored.
So Hazard on a 6-0 run. They've reduced the deficit to 5. Next whistle will be immediate stoppage as Butler will possess. Stephen Tinsley, the freshman, check that, the junior up top. As Tinsley around a Justin Green screen. And Tinsley trapped in the baseline. There's Wilder coming to the rescue. Brandon Heath baseline, and Heath now sealed off.
Hazard much better defensively in their man-to-man.
Anderson drives, and Anderson's shot is off the mark, and a foul on Hazard.
And I might add, the crowd voicing their disapproval, sort of a late call, if you will, and we're going to get an official timeout.
And we're going to have a couple of free throws for Butler when you come back. 2:02. Third quarter, it's 35-30 Bears on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service. And that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler by 5, just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter as we like to welcome you back. First of 4 today at the United Healthcare, or UK Healthcare, Sweet 16, as Butler will have a couple of free throws. And that was a big call there leading into the media timeout.
Yeah, very much so. You know, could have went either way. Hazard fans not real happy with a sort of a delayed call, if you will. So Butler still in possession.
Butler 2 of 3 from the foul line in the first half. And the lead at 5. And strutting the line will be Santana Anderson. He shoots him at 64%.
You know, you want your point guard to be a little higher percentage because he handles the ball a lot. So he's kind of streaky.
And Anderson arcs the first free throw off the mark.
And as we mentioned, kind of streaky.
That free throw a little flat.
He's shot it off the palm and great point. Didn't have a lot of rotation. He's not a tall guy, so flat arch.
Second free throw steered in, so Butler by 6, and they will pick up with a little token pressure as the inbound nibbled in play to Seth Caudle. And Caudle between the wickets. The end of front court, applying the ball pressure with Santana Anderson. There's the handoff up top, Talon Osborne.
Osborne scoreless.
Tucker Johnson sent back on the shot by Justin Green, and Butler out with possession. And a hazard foul coming up the floor.
Well, there's that size factor that when big number 10 is in, he's able to add to Butler's plus minus because he blocks and changes shots.
Fourth hazard foul with 1:43 remaining as Butler by 6 with the ball. Tristan Lowry will weave it up top to Green, and Green finding Steven Tinsley. Tinsley through contact and a hazard foul.
Well, Johnson a little frustrated, but I think the guy that actually got the foul was the first defender. Yep, Napier.
Yeah, Napier off the ball called for the personal, and Steven Tinsley for 2 free throws. So hazard over the limit now with 1:27 in the third, meaning Butler shoots 2 on every subsequent hazard foul in this quarter.
It's nice to have a player like Tinsley comes off the bench and he's like a starter. It gives you starter minutes, starter production.
Free throw rims in as Tinsley 69% free throw shooter on the year. His 5th point today. Javion Fullwood, he played 4 or 5 minutes in the first half for Hazard. He is checked back in as Tucker Johnson will shuttle out. One more free throw for Tinsley, and it is in as well.
So Fullwood, big shoes to carry because Johnson's been playing well. They just need to give him a break, and they'll try to extend it through the break between third and fourth quarters, so get him tanked up.
Seth Caudle, far corner, it swung to Trace Kincaid, and Kincaid through heavy ball pressure finds Osborne, a long 3. It's off the mark, top of the key, and guess who? Justin Green with the Butler rebound. Just over a minute now in the third is Anderson between the wickets.
Butler spreading the floor out a little bit. They'll burn a little time.
Anderson near sideline. Lowry a deep 3. Oh my, well long, and Fullwood got the rebound and threw it away. Back to Butler. There's Tinsley.
Just too many turnovers.
And Wilder could not hang on to that hot tamale right between his legs, out of bounds. Possession, Hazard. So Hazard with a crack here. 8-point difference as the Bulldogs with possession. There's Caudle.
Bulldogs staying in there.
Weaving in the lane. The ball's going to spill all the way back near half court. Scooped up by Trace Kincaid of Hazard. There's Osborne.
Ooh.
And a Butler foul. Foul up top. That's only their 4th of this quarter. So 29 seconds in the quarter, and Hazard possession.
Coach Gary a little upset on the call. The FAR official made the call with the official right on the ball. Didn't blow the whistle.
Inbound to Kincaid. Kincaid, couple hesitations, forced the shot off the mark. Hazard with a rebound. It was Osborne. And Osborne, baseline jumper, yes. Hazard within 6. Butler under 10 seconds in the third. Here comes Santana Anderson. Anderson at 6, veering left, spins in the lane. Wide open 3, Lowry. That's off the mark, and that's going to take us to the 4th. Butler hanging on to a 6-point lead over Hazard, 38-32. And the fourth quarter returns after this pause on Glycod.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more durability, versatility, and #1 rated reliability built in. Like Kubota compact tractors that can do it all right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut. And the Sidekick utility vehicle built for hard work and fun at 40 miles per hour. Kubota equipment lives up to the highest standards. Yours. Visit your local dealer today.
Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and Louisville.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler shooting 37% from the floor through 3, but still lead by 6. What does that say about this game?
Well, it says that Hazard hasn't folded. They had a strong third quarter, chipped a little bit of the lead away. You know, their positioning is, if I'm Hazard, you told me I'd be down 6 points start of the fourth quarter, I would have taken it. Now, the way they shoot the threes, you know, they hit a few of those. You know what you're going to get with Butler. You've got to guard Wilder out front. They took away his threes, didn't even get a good look here in the third quarter. Sometimes you say, well, maybe he's not shooting enough. Maybe we don't give the defense credit enough.
Well, speak of taking away threes, you've got Trace Kincaid for Hazard again. He's made 107 threes this year. That's 8th most in Kentucky, and he has yet to score today.
Well, if you're Hazard fans, you say now's a good time.
This Butler defense has been so sturdy, but Hazard will have possession to start this fourth quarter.
And remember, in the second quarter, this was all started by Butler putting on defensive full court pressure. They haven't used it this third quarter, now starting the fourth yet.
Hazard Bulldogs with possession. Johnson is back in. And there's a 3 from Talon Osborne, short from the right, and the long rebound floated back in play, and Hazard has it. Back near half court, it was Osborne that scooped it up. And Seth Caudle on the bounce, being badgered by Santana Anderson up top as the ball now finding Talon Osborne in the corner. Kincaid a 3. There it is, Gary.
Well, you need to get you a job telling Magic crystal balls.
38-35 as Kincaid his first points of the day, and Butler now just by 3. Bargelot will weave it up top to Brandon Heath, and that ball squirts out of bounds off Heath. Possession Hazard.
Turnover number 3. Now remember, at halftime, Butler had no turnovers, so 3 so far starting the fourth.
So the fourth quarter starting in favor of Hazard. They have the ball down 3. It's Caudle on the bounce. Caudle veering around a high screen from Johnson, the post player. There's Talon Osborne in the corner. Caudle inside the lane. Osborne up top, long with that 3. Butler rebound. It's Santana Anderson.
That one was down in. I thought it was going.
Anderson in the corner. Spot up 3. Wilkins. Yes!
Well, just when you think you've stopped the 3 onslaught, Wilkins knocks down his second one.
Boy, that was a big one at the 6:40 mark. And Butler by 6. Hazard in half court. Caudle finding Osborne up top. Now the ball exchanged to Napier, far corner. Johnson a 3 up top. Top of the key. Long rebound. Scooped up again by Hazard.
Hazard getting lots of long rebounds.
Osborne belt high pass. Kincaid up top, and Anderson now will shadow him. Caudle, nice evasion of Anderson. Up top, Johnson a 3, short. Pinballed around, Hazard again, their third crack at it. Kincaid spot up 3, well off to the left, and Wilder a big Butler rebound. Anderson paces, spins right, and draws a Tucker Johnson Hazard foul as he was simply faked out of his shoe tops. Foul on the floor preceding the shot, so Butler ball underneath.
Let's see if they look to get the ball to Wilder on this out of bounds. There he is.
Wilder veering. A long three up top is in again.
I just had a feeling you got to go that horse that brung you there, as the old boy would say.
And Butler with back-to-back threes, and the lead balloons to 9. There's Seth Caudle. Over to Kincaid. This may be a must score for Hazard. There's a pass deflected, chased down in half court by Tucker Johnson. Around now, Napier. 3-point shot from the corner is long from Osborne, and Butler with a rebound, and Kevin Gary with his hands extended says slow it down.
Well, and they're pretty good at doing what he says, so.
Santana Anderson pacing into front court. He's making eye contact with his head coach. Anderson around a Wilder screen. Back to Wilder. Wilder spinning baseline. Now Brandon Heath splits the double team. Missed that layup long with the left hand. Missed that longly. And Hazard with a rebound, and they're going to throw it away at the other end as the ball's lost out of bounds in the corner by Tucker Napier. And possession Butler.
Turnover number 11 tonight for the Bulldogs. Only 3 for the Butler Bears.
Brandon Heath will check out. Stephen Tinsley comes back in.
Look for Butler to spread it again. They're not trying to kill time or such as much as get a good position. Last time they hit a layup, just missed it.
There's Stephen Tinsley into forecourt over to Henrik Bargelot.
They widen out the post and clear out. Don't have it, they'll reset.
In the corner, Bargelot. Bargelot chisels baseline, and his pass deflected and kept in play and stolen.
Well, I don't know where Bargelot was going.
There's a Hazard corner three. That one in and out, and Wilkins been ginormous with a big Butler rebound.
Well, that one was in deep, just didn't drop.
And Butler again patiently creeping into front court as we near the 4-minute mark. Trying to advance to the quarterfinal round. Wilkins, a three in front of the Butler bench is in!
Well, what Wilkins does, it's like, well, we stopped one guy, now this guy's woke up.
Braden Wilkins, 3 threes today. That's 38 for the season. And just like that, Butler's up 12 again. There's a Hazard left wing three from Tucker Napier's off, and Tinsley with the Butler rebound.
Going to spread it again.
Middle sector, fourth quarter.
What they're doing is they're opening up the middle after the first drive.
In the corner, Wilkins. That's off the mark from that corner. May not have needed that one.
I think Wilkins just was a little pumped from the other two. Ill-advised shot contested from way out deep corner.
And Hazard now with possession. There is Kincaid inside the line, up and off, and he is fouled as he penetrated that logo just past the SEC mark at the paint area. First foul of this quarter for Butler as Trace Kincaid for 2. Only a junior. He'll return as one of the state's top 3-point shooters next season. And Kincaid's made free throw now gives him 4 points. And Tucker Johnson will check out. Luke Combs is back in, the 6'2 sophomore. And the free throw in for Kincaid. So the lead at 10, Butler possession. Anderson veering into front court. The path is open and he missed the layup. There's Wilkins challenging for the rebound. Bargelot in with a putback.
Bears very fortunate. Literally blew a wide open layup, get the rebound, and stick it back in.
There's Kincaid in the corner. Strong drive, Caudle. It's challenged by Wilder, and Bargelot scoops up the loose ball. Outlet Santana Anderson, and Anderson is fouled as he'll drive to the basket. And he will have 2 free throws when we come back. 2:35 remaining. 49-37 Butler. We're back to Rupp Arena in just a moment on Glycod.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Butler by 12, 2:42 remaining as the Bears looking for their first quarterfinal appearance since 2019. This, if the score holds, would be their third straight first-round win. As Butler, again, here for the sixth time in school history, and it's been a solid, not necessarily a start to this game for them, but they've done some really good things throughout the meat of this contest.
Well, what you saw today in a microcosm is Butler. They play pretty much under control. You know, when they want to play slow, they spread it out a little bit. You know, it's used more as to supplement their regular offense.
They have the explosive ability. Certainly Wilder has that. And some big threes today as well, connected by Braden Wilkins.
Well, they're that old adage, pick your poison, because they can hurt you in a lot of ways. You take something away, be careful. You may be giving them more in return.
And Santana Anderson at the line for a couple of Butler free throws, and the first one is off. So Santana now 1 out of 3 from the line. The winner will await the winner of tonight's 6 p.m. game between Lyon County and North Oldham.
Should be a good one.
48. Make that 50-37 on the free throw connection. As Hazard into forecourt, and they need to score rather quickly here. As Caudle sealed off baseline. Kincaid, a deep right wing three that's off, and Wilder with the Butler rebound, and they're very, very patiently bringing it into front court. There's Santana Anderson. Anderson astride, the path open again, and he'll take the layup. Biggest lead right now for Butler. There's Seth Caudle on the bounce. Now Trace Kincaid. As Kincaid will find Tucker Napier in the corner. Strong drive Osborne. He'll find Caudle. A three up top. That is off. And a foul. Or was it? No, it's a play on. And Hazard with the loose ball. And the shot stayed on the rim for a while before cradling off. And Butler with a rebound. It was Justin Green.
Green used that size factor.
We're going to have a Hazard foul coming up the floor. 1:33 remaining. And Butler's going to bring back Brandon Heath and Henrik Bargelot. As Justin Green will check out. And it's the bench. It's the sum of the parts for Butler.
Very much so. You know, I mean, he brings two guys off. They're just as equal as those replaced.
Here comes Santana Anderson. Left-hand dribble, pausing. Finding Wilder underneath, catches and off as the ball stayed on the rim a bit down there too, and Hazard with the rebound. And Seth Caudle now will pause inside half court. Johnson in the corner, Tucker Napier. Tucker Johnson arcs a three up top, and it's way too hard as it rammed in and out.
Boy, Johnson's had three here in the last minute or so. Rounded out, could have very easily went in.
Butler contingent on their feet. You can hear the applause as they're dribbling it out with 53 seconds left. There's Anderson. And Anderson going to take the layup? Sure. The lead at 17, and Hazard coming up the floor, and we're going to have a Hazard timeout. You see some disappointment on the Bulldog faces. And a solid season for them.
Man, we got some young ones coming in here for Butler.
So Coach Casey Huff of Hazard called timeout, I think in essence to allow his team to bring on 5 new players, and Butler will do the same.
Kind of the untold nod. He calls timeout, takes his starters out, which signals to the team that's up, you take yours out. So now we get kids that say, I played on that Rupp Arena floor for the last 30 seconds or so.
And you see some embraces from the Hazard seniors that will be playing their final high school game. Seth Caudle and Tucker Johnson, Tucker Napier. It's always a difficult scene as all the emotion pouring out. And we've got 10 new players on the floor. As Hazard will have possession, there is Luke Combs.
Look at this guy, number 44. He's got a big man's jersey, and he stands about 5'2".
We try to get a number. That's the Butler player. That's Aiden Mose.
Well, he's in the book. He just got a foul.
Well, that's something that'll last forever.
Well, that story will grow, too.
Yeah, Mose listed at 5'6". That may be a tad rounding up.
That's awful generous, yeah.
As Luke Combs for 2, he'll swish the first free throw.
Got 3 more subs coming in for Hazard. Get all the bench guys in. Got 2 that might be about the same size as the Butler player we've been talking about.
We got Mike Combs, number 4. He's listed at 5'8" for Hazard. And one more free throw awaiting Hazard's Luke Combs as Butler's season will continue. And the free throw perfectly executed.
With 27 seconds to go, I'm willing to bet both sides are going to get some shots off here.
Kendrick Bargello will inbound for Butler. And as soon as they got a Hazard foul with their 4th foul with 23 seconds left. So Coach Gary, his team are going to have, 26-ish, 28-hour rest before the 6 p.m. game tomorrow?
Very much so. And, then it becomes the grind. Everybody's on equal terms. Everybody plays Friday that's still in it. And it'll be all over Saturday night.
Strong drive by Mose. He left that off the mark and a reach in, and Hazard possession with 4 seconds remaining. And a foul again in Mose's. He's in foul trouble with his second foul. 3.8 seconds officially now remaining.
About a little bit more time on Rupp Arena.
So Hazard will inbound. Their season will conclude at 24-11. A great campaign for them. And the Bulldogs inbound. There's a 3/4 court shot. Going to be a little bit short and off the mark. And a final score, Butler moving on to the quarterfinal round. As both head coaches and players shaking hands at half court. So Butler takes care of their business in round 1. They defeat Hazard at 54-39, and we'll have more coverage live from Lexington after this pause on Glycon.
A Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Blind Select, not just blinds. Blind Select, not just blinds.
Red Ball is Southern Indiana's recycling choice because we can turn the scrap metal you bring into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Welcome to Holy Smokes Barbecue.
At Holy Smokes Barbecue, our pitmasters smoke up mouth-watering ribs, chicken, brisket, mutton, and more. From sandwiches to full dinners, with a complete list of sides and desserts. Holy Smokes Barbecue. Just tell them that the man in the big white hat sent you.
Order up.
How's the pork chop taste?
It's pretty good. It's the best one I've ever had.
Holy Smokes Barbecue. Tell them the man in the big white hat sent you.
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by HKC Roofing. For your next roof repair or improvement, contact HKC at 502-212-1081 or visit roofyourhouse.com. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed.
Butler Bears move on to the quarterfinal round as they defeat Hazard 54-39. There you see the German-American Bank final stats, and Butler, Gary, made some big three-point shots as part of that 8 of 20 from the floor.
Very much so, and they were all clustered together, and primarily it was the two W's, Wilder and Wilkinson. They just, when they needed them, built that lead. And ironically, the largest scoring margin was this final score. It probably not indicative. For 3 quarters, Hazard hung in there just close enough they had that opportunity.
Hazard reduced the deficit to 3 in the fourth quarter, but that big Braden Wilkins 3, he made 2 in the fourth, but 1 was very significant.
Very much so, and a contested shot as well.
Only 5 Butler turnovers, all 5 occurring in the second half as they defeat Hazard by 15 points. So now, Coach Gary, they're going to take on the winner of either North Oldham or Lyon County. What is their plan here? Is they're going to hopefully get off their feet for a little while?
Get them back to the hotel, get them fed, get them in bed. Some of them may want to come to the games tonight, but you just say, nope. Watch the NCAA games. They'll send the coaches over. They'll do the dirty work. They'll do the scouting ahead. And, on Friday, all the winners play.
6 p.m. tomorrow, Butler will take on either the winner of North Oldham or Lyon County. We will have that one for you as well. We'll take another break, back with our most outstanding players as Butler moves on to the quarterfinal round on Glycod.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilly in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you're buying or selling a new home and you want to do it with few hassles, count on Polo Real Estate Group. Founded and owned by 1993 Male High graduate Dion Reese, Polo Real Estate has over 2 decades of experience and offers skillful consultation and representation for your sale or purchase. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust.
Red Ball Recycling is Southern Indiana's #1 recycling choice for a reason. We offer top dollar for all scrap metal. We can buy steel, copper, aluminum, brass, junk cars, and more. Call or stop by Red Ball Recycling and turn your scrap metal into scrap money. Located in Jeff and Madison.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
This is the mower that cut the lawn, that became the place. their kids grew up. The legendary Exmark Laser Z is the zero-turn mower more landscape pros trust. For cut quality, comfort, and reliability. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard life. Visit your local dealer or explore the Exmark Laser Z online for special finance offers, available now.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German-American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German-American Bank, building our community together.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod.
Back live at Rupp Arena as Butler defeats Hazard today 54-39. With this Butler win, the Bears now have run all 15 straight wins to improve to 27-5. Hazard's season will conclude at 24-11. And kudos to them for a good season, Gary.
Yes, very much so. You know, not maybe picked by some to come out of their district. They did finish as runner-up, but as we know in Kentucky, you get that one, oops, and that was theirs. Able to end up sweeping through their mountain region, coming to the state tournament.
In the Sweet 16 every year, you see such great storylines. This game will conclude the wonderful career of Seth Caudle, 14th Region Player of the Year, over 2,200 career points. Caudle today, we're going to name him our most outstanding player, presented by State Farm Insurance. Heavy duress throughout much of this game.
Very much. When one of their other leading scorers today was having a dry spell, you know, the pressure really increased on Caudle, and I thought he did a great job, even though the Bears threw a lot at him.
And there you see Butler's Adrian Wilder, the most outstanding player with 18 points. And his three-point shooting can come in bushels, and it's a game changer for him.
It really is. You know, he's that piece that they need to be firing. And if he's firing very efficiently, they're a tough act to handle.
Solid game for Braden Wilkins. He made 3 big threes. And to your point, Coach, I felt like the bench had a big role in this game.
Very much so. You know, they're like playing 8 guys that could be starters.
Coming up tomorrow on the air at 5:30 for the quarterfinal round, as Butler will either take on Lyon County or North Oldham. That game will take place tonight at 6 p.m. So thanks so much for joining us. Thank you to Butler High School for the great opportunity to provide coverage to your fan base and all the great folks at the south end of Louisville, as Butler one more win on the docket, and they're going to play one more at least, and it starts tomorrow night. That'll do it for us. For our executive producer, Steve Bird, for analyst Gary Forrest, I'm Chris Labar. Good afternoon from Rupp Arena. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 for the quarterfinal round on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German-American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. Big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. We're lending more than money. We're lending a hand. German-American Bank, building our community together.
Go ahead, pour it on, as thick as you want to. Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, serving up the tastiest ribs, chicken, brisket, brown sugar sticky wings, mutton and ham, always served to you fresh and so good, it'll make you say,
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering, 7508 Preston Highway.
Holy smokes!
Hi folks, Mike Kennedy for HKC Roofing. HKC installs the most effective gutter guard on the market at half the cost of the national brands. We guarantee it. Call today for an additional 20% off.
1965 male graduate and basketball star George Tensley knows the value of providing quality service, and that's what you get when you dine with Tensley Family Concessions. They provide travelers with many fine choices at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Whether it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Chili's, or Starbucks, you know your travel experience will be a more comfortable and convenient one. Learn more about our company by visiting the website tfcfamily.com.
UA Local 502 is powered by Louisville and Southern Indiana's best trained, most productive plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC service technicians. A proud community partner with over a century's worth of service, UA Local 502 members have the knowledge and experience for the project you want done, whether it's large or small. Visit lu502.com for information about the contractors who employ our members. UA Local 502. We do it right the first time.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Leslie Gilley in Crestwood today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're watching Louisville Basketball Game Night on Glycod. From Glycod, this has been UA Local 502 Louisville Basketball Game Night. UA Local 502 and the Mechanical Contractors Association of Kentucky. We do it right the first time. Tonight's game was brought to you by Red Ball Recycling, turning your scrap metal into scrap money. HKC Roofing, better than guaranteed. Tinsley Family Concessions, commitment to quality. German American Bank, building our community since 1910. Polo Real Estate Group, a realtor you can trust. Anderson's Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. And by Blinds Direct and State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley.
Visit Glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.